displays of wealth. How can your short lifespans allow such narcissism?
Yeah, but look at all the hunky boys.
I do not care for hunky boys. Or do I?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Explaining Warhammer to My Girlfriend. My name is Ava, and as always, I am with my lovely significant other, Kari.
Hi, guys.
Hello,
Welcome.
Today, we have a very special episode.
Oh,
Over on Patreon, we had our viewers vote for an episode topic, and the topic of choice was the Custodes.
Custodes.
The Custodes.
Are they clean?
Actually, yes, very clean.
Oh, that's nice. Wait, if I wanted to vote for a topic, could I do that?
Well, you could if you head on over to patreon.com/numbskulls, where you can get all sorts of things, like access to our private Discord. Come hang out with us.
Very cool.
Talk about minis and paintings and video games and stuff.
Yeah.
You can get access to bloopers, early episodes. You can submit questions
My
for us
weird
to read
edits.
at the end of the show. Weird edits from Kari,
Yeah.
and much, much more. That's patreon.com/numbskulls. Real quick, for all of our gamer sups
Oh, gamer subs.
enjoyers.
Delicious.
From now until
May 2nd. It's almost over, guys. Get it. Get it now. Get it now.
using our code numbskulls at checkout for any order over $39.69, you will get free shipping
Oh,
with your order.
that's nice.
Any order using code numbskulls at checkout for orders over $39.69 will have free shipping.
Yeah.
Get yours today. Link all in the description. Also,
Yeah.
if you would like some pretty cool merch, head on over to orchidate.com,
Oh.
where we've got a great selection of items like Nurgling sweatpants,
Look at them.
Sleepy Necron hoodies, and more on the way.
Much more.
Very soon.
Something wicked this way comes.
That's all over at orchidate.com. Link in the description.
He's down there.
My love,
Hi.
today we are talking about the Custodes.
The Custodes. Like custodian.
Kind of,
or
actually. I
custodial.
think that's, some people call them custodes, which I don't think is correct. I've always heard custodes.
Custode.
Yeah, which
Okay.
has garnered
Just
the
another
nickname
shortened.
custards.
Custards with fish
Or
sticks.
banana boys, because their helmets kind of look like bananas. And they're yellow. 'cause they're
Banana
gold.
custard is a thing,
Oh,
I suppose.
well, it works in both
Oh,
respects.
heck yeah. But let's do the banana split.
Now,
No.
last time we left off, we talked about the Emperor
Yeah.
and his unification war
Shiny
of Terra,
man.
and we ended off with the Great Crusade.
All the bibbas.
Now, there were a lot of details I left out of that episode, because if we talked about every single detail that the Emperor did and every single thing that he's gonna do, we'd be here for 1,000 years.
More than that.
40, in fact.
Like, you got like a journal. 9 a.m. Checked on
We have a
kids.
65
Where is they?
book series.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. It's behind me.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Alex has so many.
Alex has a lot of books.
My love,
Ah!
let me set you the vibe for the Custodes.
Oh.
These dudes are the personal bodyguards to the Emperor of Mankind. You know how parents say they don't play favorites?
Yeah. The lies.
The lies. These are the Emperor's favorite.
They're
kids.
more okay. So these are his.
These are his personal bodyguards.
These aren't Primarchs though?
These are not Primarchs. In fact, they predate Primarchs and Space Marines and Thunder Warriors.
Okay.
Let's talk about that for a
I
little.
was gonna ask if they were the Thunder Warriors. It's gonna be like
They are not.
Custies, banana hammocks, Thundy boys. But I got them all confused.
No.
Okay,
no,
so
there's a
these
lot of
guys
terms.
came first.
As far as we know, so they first appeared at the Battle of Nassau during the Unification Wars, and it's basically described like these techno-barbarians. They're like in a base, and they're like, "Ah," and they look over, and they see the Emperor, and behind him they see comparatively little compared to the Emperor, because he's, a ginormous, little golden warriors following behind him.
little guys.
Not quite. They're pretty big.
In comparison, the little guys.
In comparison to the Emperor, everyone is a little guy. He's
Hashtag
like
little
the biggest dude
guys.
that's ever been.
Hashtag grande guy.
So Custodes are like heroes. They're like
Right.
Actual heroes. One custodian is stronger than like 100 Space Marines. Now, granted, this is dependent on like who is writing the book, because sometimes a custodian shows up and then they get like instantly nailed by a bullet and they're down in one, right?
Right.
But sometimes it's like one custodian can take on like 80 billion dudes at once and he's so strong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, the vibe is that they're a hero. Like on tabletop, if you're playing Space Marines, you might bring like 5 to 10 squads of Space Marines of like 5 to 10 dudes each. You're bringing a reasonably good amount of guys, right?
Right.
Yeah, custodians, you bring in like 6. They're for real.
Wait, so, okay, were they made by Emps, or are they, like, dudes? Like, or were they hired?
They were made by Emps, but we'll talk about more of their origins in just a second.
Okay.
I'm just setting up the vibe for you right now.
Yeah, but they're not human in so much as, like...
They are not like you or I.
Right.
They are greater than us.
They've looks maxed.
They're metagaming. If you looked at a stat chart of a Custodes, it's like 99, 99, 99, like all the way down.
Their DPS is as high as you can get.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And they are awesome.
They are ready for Dawn Trail.
You know what I really like about Custodes in terms of their vibe? They're just generally kind of nice.
Okay.
They're just kind of nice dudes.
Finally. Been waiting for this for what, nice 7 episodes?
We finally
Everybody's
have,
like, what about
people.
Nurgle? It's like, oh yeah, the guy who like makes you just lethargic.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He loves me. Grandpa? If I don't got anybody, I know Grandpa's got me. Is that right, Nurgle?
Yes, my son. Here, another pox upon you.
Thank you.
Get back in Grandpa. The closet, Eater.
Get back in there.
As far as their actual origins, it's a mystery. Welcome to most of 40k things where the Emperor had any involvement of like, oh, where did they come from? Like, where was the first one? Ooh, it's a mystery. Ooh.
And nobody asks them.
It's so secretive. Well, Custodes being the bodyguards of the Emperor, they probably hear him say a lot of things. So they're actually like mostly completely silent.
Like they don't have any actual reason to talk, really.
They are, if you told them a secret, they will die with that secret.
So they're like perfectly loyal.
They are perfectly loyal. You know,
they're like Unsullied.
They are like Unsullied in Game of Thrones, yes, which hang on to that Game of Thrones thing for much later in
Don't
this episode,
say that.
Well,
that's a terrible thing to say.
No, there's a cool thing. There's a cool thing, I promise.
Dragons?
Okay. There's a cool thing.
Wait, that's in the video he was in the window. He had like a dragon.
We'll talk about it later. Don't worry.
Oh.
I know you're excited. I know. So
I'm writing down dragon.
So Custodes, as we talked about, are like genetic super soldiers with equipment that is from like the dark age of technology. So like, where a Space Marine has your average bolter gun, a Custodian has like this ancient spear.
Halo.
They
got the shiny spear.
Kind of.
And they're humans, but they're kind of just bulked up, right?
Yeah, so they're basically compared to...
Spartan.
So if we had like a tier list, we would have like human, Space Marine, Power Gap, Custodes.
Damn.
Like to a Space Marine, a Custodian is a super soldier. Much as to a human, a Space Marine is a super soldier.
Okay.
Like they're crazy. So... Their tech is usually
a little
older.
Though. Like, look at his helmet from the side. It looks like he's like...
Yeah, they've got like big collars that kind of hide most of their masks. But, you know, they're cute. I like them. So how do we get Custodians?
Sorry. I looked down and saw psychotic, consistently dying, decaying.
Don't worry about that. So originally Custodes are recruited from Terran nobility. So Earth's got all these like noble families, right? And there is a tradition that still goes into effect even in modern day 40k, where it's kind of like The Witcher.
Okay.
Without the promise, the surprise, the law of surprise. The law of surprise. Yeah, without that. So like these Terran families.
Which isn't necessarily a Witcher thing.
No, but like I'm more familiar with
sorry.
So these Terran families get approached, and it's like, hey, we would really like your child to be given to us so that we can potentially make them into a personal guard of the Emperor. And most nobility are like, oh my God, what an honor. Oh my goodness.
We receive.
Oh my, of course.
Your spawn.
Yes.
You receive bragging rights.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Got it.
The Witcher comparison goes even deeper because like they are pumped up full of the genes and the chemicals and the so on and so forth to make them like, you know, perfect soldiers. They have to be perfect.
Right.
And so
whatever that means.
Basically like
they're all just Brendan Fraser circa the Mummy. Just to copy and paste.
You're on the wrong side of the river. So it's also in comparison to that Witcher thing, because you know how like a Witcher will bring back like 10 kids and 3 of them survive the trials, right? That's like the statistic. It's kind of like that for Custodes as well, where like they bring in 100 kids, like 10 of them survive.
So very Unsullied like.
Very Unsullied like, yeah, actually.
Right. Okay. I understand. Horrific.
Yeah,
but
horrific.
I understand.
Horrific.
I'm
Very
assuming
horrific.
it's because they don't make it, as opposed to like, you're not qualified, kid, go home. So pack up, go home, you're through. How could I make a Custodes? Oh, you're dead.
Oh no. So every custodian is described as like a sculpture. They're like a work of art where like every single...
Like a mini?
Like a mini, actually. Yeah, they're like a little sculpture. Mind blown, dude. So they take a very long time to make. Space Marines, you gotta get them out fast. You get them in, you get them up, out the door, kicked out of the bird's nest as fast as possible.
Right.
But every custodian needs to be, again, perfect.
So their gestational time is longer?
I'm not exactly sure because like the actual making of a custodian is very secretive.
Yeah.
Because they don't want like possibly chaos making Custodes. Oh no, that would be bad, right?
Right. The training is longer, maybe?
The training is longer. The
whole process.
The whole process is much longer than like your typical Space Marine.
Okay.
I did say Gene Seed earlier. That may or may not be the case because some sources and Warhammer things say that they don't use Gene Seed. Some say that they do. And the most recent sources I found say that they come from the very flesh and blood of the Emperor himself, which is probably some propaganda bullshit from 40k. Like, he's the god, so they're like his actual angels. Oh my god, wow.
Not to get demonetized, but...
Okay.
The term Gene Seed... We've used it a few times, and I just want to clarify. Are we literally talking about sperm, or are we talking like?
I'm assuming it's like DNA.
Like a cellular copying.
So we're jumping ahead a bit to like Space Marines, but there are these guys called apothecaries who they typically wear white armor. They're the doctors, your medical guys. And if a Space Marine dies, it is the apothecary's job to retract the Gene Seed from that fallen Space Marine.
Wait, what?
Because in 40k, they only have so much.
Wait, whoa, hang on.
It's done with a gun, like a big syringe.
Okay, it's not sperm. That's what I've learned.
It's not. It's like DNA. So they stick it in.
It's like a.
I don't know.
A suppository, an implant. What is this?
No. So the gun that they have has like a drill on it, and it goes through the armor because you got to get this done quick, right?
What?
Goes through the armor, takes out the Gene Seed, and they're like, great, it's good to go.
I'm more
My love,
confused.
I don't know. My love, I am also confused. I don't know. What's this? This is an episode about
Attack on
Custodians, and it's like what it. Yeah, a little bit actually. Like you got to get the spinal fluid. Like you got to get it. You know, like
so there's a number of Gene Seeds.
Yes, and there are many chapters in 40k. We're jumping back and forth.
I'm sorry,
here,
love.
No, that's okay.
I'm
that's okay.
Investigating, and now I'm horrified.
There are many Space Marine chapters who have a very limited amount of Gene Seed, and so it's like if a bunch of Space Marines fall in battle and we don't recover that Gene Seed, we have literally lost the ability to make more Space Marines due to that. So that's why the apothecary's job is so important. So if a guy dies, you got him.
So Jim's a Space Marine.
All right, Jim, our Space Marine.
There.
He's not a Necron, promise. Promise.
And he goes down. Oh no! Jim!
Yeah. Oh no, Jim! He's not gonna make it.
Oh, okay. Well, we gotta get the Gene Seed.
Okay.
Get the Gene Seed. Whatever the fuck
Doctor
that
comes
is.
by. He's got his drill gun. Gets it. Extract. Got it. It's in the gun. And then he carries it. He carries it in like a little ice cooler thing. Like Jurassic Park.
Right, got it.
Yeah. And then they bring it home and they're like, we're gonna
steal this guy's gene seed.
We're gonna recycle that gene seed so that a new recruit came by.
Okay.
All right, this is Jim's gene seed. Which is also our Primarch's gene seed.
This is Gene.
Back into him
For the Jim seed.
All right, yeah. So
you put the Jim seed in Gene.
Yeah.
Now, does Gene have Jim's memories? Is it like a soul?
Or
is there like a transference?
No. Don't take my word on this. I'd have to research this because I don't know every single little detail of what it comes to make a Space Marine. I know that they can spit acid, and I know that if they eat people, they sometimes retain their memory.
What?
Sorry?
Okay, I knew about the acid.
Yeah, so sometimes a Space Marine will be like, I have to eat this person's brain and obtain their memories. Space Marines are wild.
Quick, kids. Eat your mom's spinal cord.
No. So most of them don't do that. Most of them don't, because they're like, that's messed up.
Make sure you eat the whole thing. You don't want to lose any of the powers.
Some of them are really into it. Some of them are like, nah,
really into it? Oh my god.
There are some Space Marines who are like, we can't get enough of it, man. I love it, man. I got to have more.
I feel like there was a horror movie or
ringing a little bell. Waiter, more human brains.
Do you remember that show, that movie, Warm Bodies?
I never saw it, but I know what you're talking about.
The whole thing in that is the zombies want to eat the brains because when they eat the brain, they experience the life's memories. Yeah. And so for them, that's a pleasurable experience because they're zombies now. Interesting take. Yeah. But okay.
So
that's wild.
So going back to Custodes.
What if the Emperor ate someone? I have so many questions. All I do is come up with questions. Who out there has the answer to the most questions? Chat?
Coming back
How do we get me in a room with whoever knows the answers? Because imagine that episode. Oh, no. I have so many questions.
We get a Warhammer like lore master over here, and we're just like, but what is it though?
I'll need 3 months to prep, and I'll have a PDF questionnaire.
Oh man. So going back to Custodes. To answer your question, gene seed is like blood. Now, again,
it is some sort of source of power.
It's like DNA.
Okay, but DNA is everywhere, so I feel like for me that comparison is a bit confusing.
Yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying. I think
it's more like an organ almost.
Again, it's whatever the current author wants it to be. How about that? Is that a satisfactory answer? Because I don't think it's satisfactory at all.
Explaining gene seed.
3 days later.
I feel like I figured out what gene seed
Hit me.
is. Okay, so
hit me.
I should have had this conversation with John first so that he could have actually taught me the words. You know how some people have a bunch of programs that they always use, like on an SSD drive, so that they don't even have to install them on the computer. It's already installed on the SSD drive.
Yeah, it's already there.
I think that's what gene seed is. It's an SSD drive.
Correct.
Basically. And for when you plug it in, it provides the genes that then result in the phenotype of the things that match up with whatever that drive is basically copied off of. But it's like a biological transference of genetic data.
A son of Magnus who receives Magnus's gene seed to become a Space Marine will be more psychically talented than, say, a son of Horus.
Yes, because they received some files.
The data.
In the data transfer, essentially, that were like psychic upgrades. It's like
biological. Yeah.
There's a thing, and it you know how when you're making your relic weapon, you have to pick all your stats as you go, or if you're like playing a game, you have to like pick your stats or whatever. It's just it's programmed to have a distribution of different stats, and you plug it in somehow. I also hate how they look. I don't know what I thought it might look like, but somehow it's so much worse. It's like an octopus.
So most recent sources say that the Custodes came from the very flesh and blood of the Emperor himself. I theorize that the whole thing of like they're made from the very flesh and blood of the Emperor himself, it seems like 40k Imperium propaganda, where it's like it's to advertise. If you see a Custodes, know that they are like literally in this 40k timeline, they are closest to our god. Like they're perfect in every single way. But take that with a grain of salt, like the literal, like they're made from his blood, his body, blah, 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 right?
That's more of like Jesus and the Crackers. That sounds like a crazy
like
band.
Jesus and the Crackers. What's up, my sinners? You're all forgiven. That'd be awesome.
That'd be kind of
Hell
cool.
Yeah. Once a custodian is ready, they choose a name. And typically this name is from Terra's mythology or history.
Okay.
You'll have like, here's my custodian, Hercules. Here's Odin.
Yeah. Pick a powerful figure of human mythology.
Hera, Zeus, all that kind of thing. Now, the other thing about their names.
Uh-oh. Does one name themselves Khaleesi? Somebody names themselves Goku. They would.
Here's my custodian captain. His name is Goku.
I mean, he's an important figure to humanity.
You could probably definitely have a custodian definitely named Sun Wukong. Definitely. The quirky thing about their names, which a lot of people know about, is they add more names to their name for their feats in battle and in service. So some Custodes have names that are longer than books.
Okay, I understand.
There's a joke in If the Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device where a character is talking to a custodian and he's like, in order for this spell to work, I'll need your full name. And the custodian goes like, my full name? And he goes, yes. And he goes, are you sure?
Does it cut forward 10
years? It cuts forward to like 4 hours and he's still going. And he's like, I needed your name, not like whatever you're giving me. And he's like, you asked for my name. I'm giving you my name. And he keeps going. And it's just like, because these dudes live for like thousands of years, right? They're practically immortal.
So yeah, it's like a badge. You get another name as like a badge, almost. Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Did you ever see The Death of Stalin, the movie?
No.
There's a couple inaccuracies in the movie, and there's this dude who's like the general of the armies for Russia, right? And he comes out and he takes off his cloak and he's got like 1 million medals. And one of the historical inaccuracies is like, nah, in real life he had way more. he had like so many more medals.
My guy had chainmail, just
literally. Yeah, no, it was crazy.
No.
So last time I kind of brushed over what happened to the Thunder Warriors. You remember the Thunder Warriors? They were the Emperor's like first generation Space Marines. They had the golden armor and
the rotting
all
organs.
that stuff. Yeah, so since then we have watched The Last Church adaptation.
Yes. Guys, you can see that video.
Yeah, you can kind of see how unstable they were, because not only were they constantly dying, but they were also incredibly psychotic.
Yeah, so those were the guys who had the flamethrowers.
They had the flamethrowers, and also when the priest was recounting the story.
Right, they like whipped his friend in the face or something.
Yeah, they fired on the crowd.
Yes.
With one volley and like hundreds dead. And then they decided, let's have some fun, and like charged in.
Yeah, okay. They're terrifying.
Yeah, they were psychotic. Yes. So as for their fate, I talked about how the Emperor like got rid of them, and I kind of brushed over some of the details. Basically, the Emperor was like, these guys are a problem and they need to go.
Right.
So there are two versions of the story of how they die.
I've seen some debate in the comments.
Yes. So
about this topic specifically.
I said the Emperor hunted them all down, and I think what people thought I meant was like he personally
lined
hunted
them up
them
and
down.
Educated them, executed.
You now you've been very naughty boy.
Stop living.
You've been stop it. So that's not exactly what happened, but I can totally see how that would be misinterpreted as how I worded it. So the first story is the warriors realize their fate and realize like we're a means to an end.
And by their fate, you just mean that they're falling apart.
Yes, we are like made to die. We are made
to die.
Not to be permanent.
How long do they live? Like, is it... Because I'm wondering, like, that's kind of how people die of old age, right? You just kind of start to fall apart.
Right, but I guess in this story, they sort of realize, like, it's not that we are these...
Happy.
It's not that we're, like, these perfect soldiers. It's like our organs are failing because they are designed to do that.
Yeah. It's almost similar to clones in Star Wars, how they have accelerated lifespans
Mm-hmm.
so that they're ready to go.
They're made to die.
Earlier, but obviously, like, those of them that don't die in battle do die faster because they age quicker.
In this story, the warriors realize this.
Yeah.
And so they say, fuck you.
Fair enough.
And they rebel against the Emperor.
Good. Boundaries.
To which the Custodes and the first generation of actual Space Marines annihilate them. Gone.
Right.
In like one amazing last battle, right? The second story...
Talk about sibling rivalry.
Well, actually, a lot of that, the realization is because they see the Space Marines being made, and they're like, wait a minute.
Like, hang on, these are our replacements?
They're like, wait a second. These aren't like new troops. They are literally different. Oh, no.
Okay. And they wouldn't just think, oh, new troops are just new tech, which is good for our war?
I think it's because of the psychosis.
Okay, you're right. Little guy!
So the second story is after the last battle of the Unification War, they were hunted down by the Custodes.
No, they were cleaned up.
Like no Space Marines, just Custodes.
Right.
And also, there's lots of specifics that are changed depending on the author or who exactly is telling the story. Like, sometimes the warriors, like, go out and they're like, yes, this is one glorious final battle, and this is what we're made to do. We're made to go out like this, knowing that they're gonna die anyway.
Right.
Some of them, it's a lot more, like...
They don't want to die.
Bitter. They don't want to. And some of them, it's like a lot more brutal. But regardless of whether these stories are true or not, or the details, the point to take away is that the Thunder Warriors are gone.
Yeah. And the way that
Cleaned
you had
up,
described
gone.
it in our episode on the Emperor, I had imagined him literally, like, himself going around and hunting them all down, like the Predator or like John Wick.
Yeah, and that's totally my fault for
like
not
assassinating
emphasizing.
these guys.
Yeah. So a couple notable things about the Custodes. We talked about how they live a long ass time.
Yeah.
Easily over 1,000 years.
Okay.
Here's a detail. There's only 10,000 of them.
Fair enough.
At any given time, there is only 10,000 Custodes total.
At any given time. So there are more than 10,000 made over time.
Over time, there have been over 10,000 Custodes. Like, Custodes can die.
Yeah, but for some reason, whatever it is, it's always stayed under the number 10,000.
When it hits 10,000, stop.
That's the amount of account slots we've got.
Yeah, that's all we got. We have this many uniforms. That's all we got.
Yeah, we can't make more uniforms. That's the closet space.
Oh, also, this was probably implied when I was talking about the tech that they're equipped with, but like obviously their armor is like fucking nuts.
Yeah. Armor's like the big thing in Warhammer. Like that is.
Yeah, they could probably get like stepped on by like a Titan, which are like these big ass mechas.
No. Titan.
Some of them are like the size of mountains, which is exaggerating, but like they could get stepped on one and they're like, I'm fine. So they are fiercely loyal to the Emperor. Obviously, when you're making your own little guys, when you've got your models and stuff, if you want to make like, I think these Custodes could be like fall into chaos, like sure, go for it. But like in lore, I don't think there's been any record of actual canonical Custodes ever falling to chaos once.
Oh, so perfect.
Like
perfect,
they are,
perfect.
there's something, yeah, they're perfect.
The golden boys.
They're literally golden.
They're little golden boys.
Little golden boys. Now, what is interesting about them is that where Space Marines train as like, all right, you're working as a team. You're working in a squad.
Unit.
You've got your leader, you got your sergeants, you got your captains, blah, 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 right?
Right.
Custodes train as individuals.
Oh, more like...
They are each specialized heroes.
I was going to say more like Marines, and then I realized I actually have no idea what the difference would... Like, I'm just not educated in that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But in my mind, Marines are just like John Wick, I guess.
No.
I don't know how to... But, okay, so they're independent, like, assassins. Or...
They are independent. They are perfect warriors. And if one needs to make a split decision, they will. Like, they can work as a team, but if they're, like, deployed on a planet, right?
Right.
Which, here's a funny thing about that. There's, like, these historical writers in the Imperium, right?
Right.
They, like, take note of the battles.
Yeah.
Everything.
Mm-hmm.
If they get word that a Custodes squad has been deployed to a planet, no matter the outcome, it is written as a victory.
Wait.
So the Custodes on record have never
No
lost a
matter
battle.
the outcome, they're just bad at their job.
So this is where the propaganda of the 40k stuff kind of comes in, because it's like they're supposed to be the perfect warriors.
So they're just lying. Why would they lie?
Propaganda. The 40k, not the timeline we're talking about, which is like more closer to 30k. 40k Imperium is like height of satirical fascism.
Me looking at historical figures, but why would they lie?
But why would they lie? The idea is that the propaganda is supposed to enforce the Custodes are the perfect soldiers. So like we get word, oh, the Custodes are being deployed to the moon, right? Okay. Before they even like get there, the battle is written as a victory.
Okay, so it's less of a we are purposefully pushing documents into looking a certain way, and more of a it's so probable we assume, so we're getting it done early with the paperwork.
It's both.
Because that I can understand.
It's both.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
And where you might need like a full battalion of space marines to like take care of a problem on a planet. Like I said earlier with the tabletop example, yeah, you need like 6 Custodes. That's probably even over
it's
it.
Jedi.
Yeah, like Jedi, actually.
In the sense of like, with the clones, you got to send in a big, like a squadron or whatever. But you send one Jedi with that.
Yeah, you send one Jedi.
As like a general. But you might also just send a Jedi, depending on the problem. Like a single unit.
Yeah. And we'll talk more about that when we get into some of the interesting sub-factions of Custodes.
Okay.
So, one other quirky thing that is very notable to talk about when mentioning Custodes are the blood games.
Huh?
So, most Custodes are hanging out in the Golden Palace.
I thought you were going to say the Gold Saucer. I was like,
So they're hanging out in the Gold Palace. They're guarding the Emperor, or the throne, or the palace itself. Custodes can stand still for like months, probably.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they're like perfect bodyguards.
They're like the Queen's Guard.
Yeah. So they'll stand there, but sometimes they have these blood games, which is
what a terrifying.
A little test. It's to test out the Imperial Palace's defenses.
Okay.
Because we got to make sure that we're like, there's no possible way someone could get to the throne room or like even penetrate the palace.
The Imperial Palace is where the Emperor is usually. Right?
It's a palace that's like the size of a continent.
So he lives there with Malcador.
With Malcador. Yeah. And there's one bedroom.
Aww. Do you think they decorate for like Easter?
No, because that's religious.
Oh, I didn't even think about it. I just thought Easter.
Yeah. No, anything religious? No,
I'm an atheist
no.
from an agnostic family. I'm pretty...
So...
Little jack-o'-lanterns outside with little...
So these blood games are like, all right, these Custodes are going to try to break in.
Okay.
The rest of us defend.
Right. Okay, so it's...
And so it's like a game that they play. It's a mock trial.
Yeah. I was trying to think. I feel like there's a scrimmage match.
There's a better term. Yeah, it's like a skirmish match.
Yeah.
They're sparring.
Right.
They're testing out the defenses while also like keeping their skills up.
They're doing exercises, drills, kind of thing.
Yeah, they're training.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will deploy actual enemies.
Oh, shit.
As like the attackers. They'll be like, yo, we've got this dude, this Chaos Space Marine. He's just here. Let's play a blood game. And they put him in and someone's like, I imagine they put on like a whole like theatrics
It's like
show
the Hunger Games.
Like,
it's all televised.
They're just like, oh, dude, you could probably make it, man. Dude, you've got the blessing of the 4 Chaos Gods. I bet you could make it to that throne room. I bet you could do it. And he's like, yeah, I could. And then the Custodes are just like, their eyes are glowing. They're just like, try it. Come get it, bitch.
It's that picture of like the one guy standing there with the basketball in front of the like 7-foot men between him and the net.
Try it. The blood game started after one of the Primarchs actually snuck in and hacked all the turrets in the palace to hypothetically shoot down the Emperor's ship. Guys, I'm joking. Guys, I'm joking.
This was a Custodian?
This was a Primarch.
Okay. Because I was like, this whole loyalty thing goes out the fucking window, right? Like that. But okay. Primarch tried to kill Dad. Patricide. Woo! We love it.
Guys, it was a joke.
Guys.
I just wanted to test you guys.
It's a funny joke.
And so after that, the captain of the Custodes, like the commander of all of them, was like, maybe we should like make sure that our defenses are airtight. And so the blood games are started. Now, it should be mentioned, this Primarch lies as he breathes.
Okay.
So take this with the tiniest grain of salt.
Which one is this one?
His name is Alfarius. Or is it?
Nefarious.
Alfarius.
I know, but...
Or Alfarius. My love, the first line in his book is, I am Alfarius, this is a lie.
Oh, that's kind of cool, though.
It's really cool. When we get to him, I think you'll really like him. Now,
so
this Primarch lies as he breathes.
Zinchi.
So, whether or not he started the blood games, take it with a grain of salt.
He's taking credit either way. Okay.
He's taking credit, but he might be full of shit.
Right, got it.
All right. It's time to talk about the sub-factions of the Custodes. Are you ready, my love?
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm paying attention.
typically, with custodians, they have different jobs.
Yeah.
Especially after the whole heresy incident.
That whole thing.
They realized, hey, maybe we should actually have troops that aren't regulated to just being inside the palace because our warriors are like, they're too valuable to just keep in this one place.
So wait.
So let's kind of split them up a bit. So yeah, there's 10,000 Custodes, but in those 10,000, there are different like ones that are dedicated to separate jobs.
Yeah, they're specialized.
So your main boys are the Heteran Guard.
The Hetero Guard.
Heterion? Heterion. I don't know how to pronounce it. More commonly known as the Companions.
Oh, okay.
These are your box art Custodes. They've got the gold armor, they've got red robes, strong look. If you look up Custodes, you're going to see a picture of one of these guys. These are the guards of the Emperor.
Yeah. I think Alex has some. Does he?
Yes, he does. But they're not painted as Heterion Guard.
You tell me when you get to the ones he has.
I will.
Aw, he's so thoughtful.
No, you're cute.
No, you're cute.
So, fun fact about these companions. They're you know, your standard typical custodian. They're your guard of the emperor. They're the ones you see most of the time. After the heresy, after the emperor had quote unquote died, he's still kind of alive, but even that's like debated, whatever. He's on the chair. We know how the heresy ends. He's on the chair. Not doing great.
Right.
The Custodes actually changed their robes to black as a sign of like
Aww.
mourning. And like as a sign of shame, because it's like we failed in our one duty.
No, it's okay.
But
Aww.
after one of the Primarchs had resurfaced,
Okay.
they went back to red.
Oh, because
they were like, oh, we're back. We're so back. There are some earlier editions of Rogue Trader, which would eventually become Warhammer 40k, that described after the heresy, the Custodes did not wear their armor anymore. So there's a lot of old art of like Custodes not wearing their armor.
They just look like guys? Oh, whoa. What?
So here's
what? Okay, they're wearing some of their armor, and that's the problem.
So they took off their armor as like a mark of shame.
Put Pyramid Head and Alien into an AI image generator.
It's so crazy. I love it.
A little bit of Voldemort.
Yeah. So they didn't wear their armor. So this obviously has been retconned, but it's still really funny.
Why are their cocks out?
Well, because they're still like chiseled, right?
These
dudes are shredded.
They're shredded, but they're also packing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, damn. You think
Wait,
the Emperor...
they've got like long hair. What is this? What is happening?
Well, that's part of their helmet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're doing the Spartan thing where they're like,
yes,
this is enough.
That's the feeling it's supposed to invoke. That they're like Spartans.
Right.
Now, that obviously has been retconned, so they just changed the robes to black.
Okay, cool.
and they still wore their armor because people were like, wait a minute, that's stupid. Why?
That was a lie.
Why would they shed their armor? That's like the one thing that's protecting them. Why would they shed that?
I'll watch Gerard Butler all day, every day, as long as he's not singing.
The next subfaction of Custodes is the Aquilan Shield, which is my favorite, and the ones that I'm pretty sure Alex is painting.
Aquilan Shield?
The Aquilan Shield.
Okay.
They wear gold armor with a purple pauldron and purple robes.
Oh, snazzy.
So these guys are really cool because they guard individual people who are believed to be the key to the Emperor's safety. So there are like these psychers, right? Or these like people who like their job is to like read into the future, and they're like, ooh, I think this person off on this planet is important for the Emperor's safety for some reason. So they deploy one of these guards to be a personal bodyguard for like a Space Marine captain, an Inquisitor, grandma down the street.
I hope that when they do that, they do also do it like the Beluga in Finding Dory, where they're like, ooh, ooh, ooh,
Ooh, this person. So these custodians are told, you need to guard this person because they're important.
Fair enough.
Why are they important? I don't know.
They're private security.
They're private security. And so typically they're military personnel, guardsman, space marine, inquisitor. But sometimes it can be like just a person. So grandma from across the street.
Fair enough. Grandma's important too.
And so they show up and sometimes these military people go like, I don't want a bodyguard. And they're like, I don't care.
I see.
You will be protected.
I see.
And so they'll guard them for as long as they're needed. And then eventually they'll get a message from those soothsayers or whatever. And they'll be like, hey, I don't get this vibe that this person's important anymore. And so without a word, they leave.
The vibes is off. Come home.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting that vibe anymore. And they're like, all right. And then they silently leave.
Oh.
Now, I think it would be really cute if a custodian was guarding like grandma.
Yeah.
And he like leaves and she's like, oh, that's nice. God left me. Oh my goodness. And she goes over to the table and there's like a note.
Aww.
And it's like, oh, please be safe. You know, like the custodian left a little note. And that's also very funny because these guys are like 10 feet tall, like him with a little pencil and a little tiny piece of paper.
Oh no.
And he's
I'm gonna
just
be
like writing
sad
it.
because it's
He's
like grandma
"Stay
in Wind
safe,
Waker. She's like,
Grandma."
come visit me sometime.
Oh. I love the Aquilin shield. They're awesome. They're
That's
really,
kinda
really cool.
I'm into that.
The next subfaction of Custodes are called the Emissarius Imperatus. Emissaries?
An emissary?
Emissarius Imperatus.
Okay.
They wear gold armor,
Right.
a red pauldron, and white robes. They also have like green gems and green eyes.
Okay.
They interpret the best course of action and the wishes of the emperor through discussion and meditation.
Okay.
These guys just meditate all day.
Ah, they're monks.
And they're monks and they chill out and they're just like, what is the best course for the safety of the emperor? I believe it is this. And then they talk about it and then they come to a conclusion.
Fair.
They are also diplomats who get deployed and it's like, hey, these two Space Marine chapters, they're getting a little feisty. They might fight each other. And so
Okay.
they're sent and they're like, brothers,
Chill the fuck out.
can we not just chill? And typically it
You
works.
have to share the PlayStation.
Members of this custodian subfaction have stopped entire like wars
Yeah.
through just their actions.
Yeah.
They're awesome. I love them.
Okay. Well, I'm into these guys. I like that.
So we've had the guards,
Right.
the personal guards,
Right.
and the monks,
Yes.
the diplomats.
The therapist. HR.
Next, we have the shadow keepers.
Oh no. What HR actually is.
They wear black armor with gold trim, red pauldron, and red robes. So their job is to guard old technology from the dark age of technology and probably much worse things at the very bottom of the Imperial Palace.
Right.
So these guys are in the basement guarding all the fucked up shit that we
They've
don't
got the
even
nukes.
use. They've got nukes and they guard them.
Okay. Who's trying to
Now
get
some
them?
chaos,
Trazen.
possibly.
Every 5 weeks, they're like, he's back.
He's back. Shit. I'm sick of this dude.
I don't know why he doesn't take the tracker off his ship.
He finds it funny.
Ah.
I have heard of these blood games. I would like to participate.
I do not have blood. It is the only thing I do not have.
So sometimes these shadow keepers, they also send out troops to search and acquire lost technology or technology that's deemed too dangerous for anyone to use. And they acquire it and they put it at the bottom of the Imperial Palace.
So they're kind of like archaeologists.
Kinda.
But Western archaeologists, they take everything.
It's ours.
Oh, look.
We gotta keep it behind this vault. Don't open it.
What a great thing that could enhance humanity. Better take it away from the humanity that made it.
No. I need to be very clear.
Uh-huh.
We have all sorts of fucked up technology in Warhammer 40k.
Oh, yeah. Hair squigs.
And they guard the technology that even the Imperium is like, that's too much. That's too fucked up.
All the Legos you could step on.
They keep them all in there, dude. So yeah, no, they guard dangerous tech back there.
Right.
Next, we have the Dread Host.
Oh.
The Dread Host wear gold armor with a black pauldron and white robes. They are known as the Instrument of the Emperor's Wrath. These are the angry boys.
Oh, shit.
So these are guys who travel on 3 gigantic warships.
Oh.
That individually are like, if it shows up, give up.
Okay.
You're done.
Right.
So when all 3 of them show up to a place, it's like, oh, that's a bad situation.
Right.
That's like Tyranids have like taken over this entire sector. The bugs are too much and we need the bug repellent, and that's these dudes.
Okay.
So they show up. Their base on Terra is like this giant golden spire that has 500 giant fucking eagle statues that are said to see disloyalty.
Huh?
It's because they have like 1 billion cameras in them. And so they're like analyzing like every single person who comes across the palace, and they're just like, are you doing any heretical shit? Oh, I'm watching ya. They're always watching. They're always on the lookout. These are arguably the most violent of the Custodes. Now, there are other Custodes sub-factions, some of them with more lore than others, some of them with interesting color schemes. However, I have highlighted the ones that are the most interesting to me and give like a wide selection of tastes when it comes to if you wanted to make your own Custodes. I think all of the color schemes are great.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to talk about some OC shit.
Oh!
Are you ready? This is the first time I'm ever going to do this.
What?
Let's talk about my OC
God.
Custodes. If I had Custodes, I would paint them like this. So, these are the Stormborn.
Oh, Daenerys.
Mm-hmm. They are bright silver.
Cool.
With gold trim, red jewels and eyes, and blue robes. Sort of based off of Dany's look, her most iconic one with the blue dress.
Oh, a queen.
And so I've had this idea of like, if I had a custodian faction, it would be these Stormborn, where I would take a bunch of Stormcast models from Age of Sigmar, and I would switch out the bodies so that it's Custodes riding on dragons.
That would be cool.
And so my idea flavor thing is that like on a planet where things are real bad, let's say an orc war happens, there's like 1 billion orcs on this planet, and suddenly they hear thunder and the storm rolls in, and from the clouds descend these custodians riding on dragons. Would that not be cool?
No, that is cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, if there's any person listening to this and you think that sounds cool and you want to paint a thing, you should let us know, and you should like add us on social media, because I want to see that.
Your cool art, guys.
Send us your cool archive of little
guys.
Things. Yeah,
we want to see your little guys.
We want to see your little guys. Thank you. Yeah, no, I don't know. This is just my little thing that as we've been watching Game of Thrones, which we're on season 7.
Guys, it's going downhill.
No spoilers. It's going downhill. We're fully in stick horse territory.
I've seen everything. I was there in the trenches.
No spoilies, please. But I know it's gonna get rough. So, but like as we've been watching it, like I've really enjoyed Daenerys' story, and so I was like, as I was writing the notes for this, I was like, oh, but it would be really cool because like if you had these guys like riding on dragons, like it just came from the idea of like, what if a custodian was riding a dragon?
Yeah.
And like I don't know, that's just awesome to me. It's time to talk about what happens when a custodian has to retire.
Ooh, okay.
Unless they die.
Right.
A custodian needs to be in absolute peak condition, to the point where if they're playing the blood games and they're like, oh, yeah, and they're doing the blood games and doing all that shit.
Right.
Hey, dude, you were a millisecond off on your reaction time.
Uh-oh.
It's time to hang it up.
Oh.
Like, they have to be peak performance.
Okay.
You were a millisecond off. Your reaction time was slightly off. Out.
Wow. Okay.
It's done.
They're like counting frames.
Yes, they are. You are 1 frame off, dude. That's it.
Okay.
Hang it up. So this can be due to an injury or just old age.
Yeah.
So typically this means that they become, I guess you could call them a sub-faction. They become the eyes of the emperor.
Right.
They are spies wearing these robes, and they're very secretive. They're spies of the emperor, and they are off on these far worlds, and their entire job is to just warn of coming dangers.
Oh.
And so, like, you know, sometimes they pretend to be Ogren, which are like the ogres of Warhammer 40k. So they'll act dumb and like walk with a limp or something, and they're like always like in robes or stuff. Or they'll just be like on some backwater planet where there's like no population, and they're just like in a shack. But they're like these eyes that just search and make sure that there's nothing coming on. Now, they've got all these super duper secret spy codes and stuff so that they can like talk to each other and be like, hey man, I'm over on the western part of the galaxy and I'm all clear. And there's some dude on the east going like, oh shit, the bugs are here. And they're like, what do you mean the bugs are here?
They're just playing Firewatch.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
Now, anyone who sees these super duper secret codes that is not a custodian or an Eye of the Emperor, killed instantly.
Oh, no.
Super duper secret.
Oh.
There was actually a story in the Codex.
Are they that not confident in their own codes?
Well, no one can know about them. They're that secret. Secret. When I came up to visit you guys, you and Alex took me to a Warhammer store for the first time in my life, which was great, and I loved it.
Super fun.
And he picked up his big 10th edition Leviathan box.
Yeah.
And he got the big book with it.
Yeah.
And I was reading through the book, and he was reading through the book, and he read to us a story where there was a guy who was an Eye of the Emperor,
Okay.
and he saw the big Tyranid hive fleet coming.
Oh.
He could see it, and he was like, he called up Terra, and like his signal was intercepted by like an Inquisitor going like, who the fuck is this? And he's like, you need to let me through.
Are you on my line?
You need to let me through. I have bad news that would endanger Terra. And this Inquisitor is like, who the fuck are you? You ain't nothing. And the Custodes like entered the code that just gave him a direct line to Terra.
Sure.
Anyone on that Inquisitor ship, including the Inquisitor himself, was like shot.
Wait, hang on, because every now and then you get a call, and it's the wrong number, and you realize it because
I think it was intercepted by the Inquisitor. Like, who is this? And he's like, you need to let me through. And he's like, no.
So wait, he has a super secret code that gets him direct line to Terra. Why didn't he use that?
I'm getting the story very wrong. No. I'm getting the story wrong, probably. I'm oversimplifying. Here's the deal. He had to get through. His signal couldn't get through. The Inquisitor was like, And he was like, fuck it. I didn't want to do this. And it like entered the code in. He entered the Konami code. The Inquisitor was like, and then bang, bang, bang. Got him.
I see.
Super duper secret. Now remember, 40k, super satirical.
Right.
So like this kind of over the top bullshit is like standard.
Right.
So not that surprising in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
But yeah, they become the Eyes of the Emperor. Now, there is a second retirement plan, and that is, oh no, Heracles, you've been drastically injured, brother. Let's put him in the Dreadnought.
Oh no. Don't do that.
Why not? Do you know about Dreadnoughts?
Well, I don't know, but
let me tell you about Dreadnoughts.
That can't be comfortable, just looking
So
at
there
it.
are these things called Dreadnoughts. We'll probably have a whole episode dedicated to like specific Dreadnoughts and stuff.
Okay.
But basically, it's this exosuit
Right.
that is piloted by a corpse.
Oh!
They're barely alive.
Oh, okay.
And so...
Are they conscious?
Yes.
They are piloting.
They can speak.
Okay.
Yeah. So typically when a dreadnought is deployed, like in Dawn of War, you'll click on like the dreadnought and it's like unit training. And when they deploy, a common line that they say is, even in death, I still serve, which is fucking hardcore.
I saw like an animation of one of these guys dying.
Yes.
And it was really, really, really sad. And I was upset.
It is really sad because typically a dreadnought is old as shit.
Right.
And so there are a lot of Space Marine chapters that like, these dreadnoughts are, because they're all like brothers, right?
Right.
A dreadnought is like big brother.
So when I was watching the video, I didn't know that there was like an actual like organic.
There's a guy in there.
So I was like, just reboot him.
Now sometimes it's
just turn him back on. Plug him in.
Sometimes it's like a torso with a head. Sometimes it's a brain and a heart and maybe some lungs, like some RoboCop shit.
They would not be alive. It's a life support system that
Yes.
also acts as like a mech.
Yes.
Got it.
Perfect. So when these dreadnoughts die, it's genuinely like history being lost because there are some dreadnoughts that were like, I was alive during the Horus Heresy. And I have like a little Space Marine squad that I want to make in my head that is like a squad and like a dreadnought. And like I have this little fun, cute idea that they're all around a little campfire on a planet when a battle ends. They're like, tell us stories, big brother. And the dreadnought is like, oh, and he tells like old war stories and stuff. I don't know. It's cute. Big brother.
I mean, shape and like size-wise, they're kind of like big brothers from
BioShock?
Yeah.
Big Daddies.
Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very Big Daddy-ish. Well, specifically this one. This is the Custodes one, which
Slaanesh
obviously
is
has...
like what?
It's better armor, better armor, better weapons.
He's one of the... He's Aragorn's brother. Armir.
The ones for Space Marines typically have like a boxy look and look much more like coffins.
Oh, lovely.
Which is great. And I don't really like those ones. I like the ones like the Custodes here where it's like you kind of see like the top of his head.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, but being in a dreadnought is not typically great.
Well.
But usually a Space Marine is so loyal that they're just like, this is great.
The qualifications.
This is great, man. Love it.
Yeah.
I love this.
Okay. That's kind of spoopy. I don't like that.
Now, also, I should mention, we'll probably have a whole episode based on them because they have a lot of specific things.
Okay.
They have a lot of specific quirks about them as well. And I feel like it would be better to have a whole episode highlighting them specifically. The Sisters of Silence.
Oh, Sisters of Silence.
They are anti-magic.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But again, we'll go much more into that when we talk about the Sisters of Silence. But in terms of Custodes, that's it, really.
Oh.
They're very simple. I like them a lot. I love their vibe. I love their armor. I love it a lot. And I'm probably missing like, they did this really epic battle in this one book, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, like,
Right.
That's all well and good. But I'm here to give the broad strokes. And, yeah, I think Custodes are really cool. I like them a lot.
I like these guys.
Yeah, they're really cool, right?
I mean, I assume, though, that they're taking their orders from MP.
Yes. So if EMPS is not around, they usually take it from their commander. And then, like, there's a descending hierarchy,
MP's
obviously.
prerogative.
EMPS is the most important one.
Yeah, because I'm still concerned about the decisions he makes.
Yeah,
the
and that's
time.
sort of the thing where, like, the individual Custodes is, like, typically a nice person.
Yeah.
But if the Emperor was like, hey, here's a planet of nothing but children, like some crazy shit, right?
Oh, that was that reality TV
Oh,
show.
God, the one where they put them in the
They
desert.
just put them in the desert and they left them there.
We're running out of food.
Oh.
Feed them! So, if they were ordered to, like, destroy that planet
Yeah.
without a second thought,
Yeah.
zero hesitation, their loyalty is entirely on EMPS.
They are perfect soldiers.
Yes.
Yes.
Good soldiers follow orders.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's rough. There should be something important to note, and I don't know if this will make anybody mad, and if it does, I'm sorry, die mad. There is nothing that specifies a custodian cannot be a woman.
Well, I mean, obviously, if it comes down to a brain stem and some lungs, there isn't that much.
So if you wanted
Difference.
to, like, have a bunch of custodians and be like, it's a full, like, battalion of women, like, yeah, go for it.
Wait, I
They're
was
all
thinking
non-
dreadnought.
They're all
not
non-beanies like me.
custody.
Yeah,
As
you were
said.
thinking of the dreadnought. No, the regular custodians.
Oh no! Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean,
Again, it kind of goes into the Space Marine logic of, like, why does it really matter? But, like, I think it's important to talk about because, like, I have seen a lot of discourse recently when it comes to, like, but I want my soldiers to be
well, the
girls.
Space Marine one, like, teeters on the, like, one time that was said in an old book or whatever, right?
Yes.
Like, that's what they're kind of clinging to. So, I understand how the idea got in the brain.
Do you want to know the reality of why there's no Space Marine women? It's because there were, and they didn't sell very well, and so they didn't do it.
Fair enough. But with these guys, the only way I could think of you getting to that conclusion would be by bouncing off the Space Marines, just based on, I guess,
Yeah.
similarity, kind of, in
Yeah.
what
I mean,
it is.
like, if I were starting Warhammer and I saw a Custodian and a Space Marine, it would not be out of the realm of possibility for me to assume that they're the exact same type of thing.
you
know?
slap armor on someone.
You slap armor on, it looks the same.
It's anyone's guess.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I see a lot of discourse with that, and my opinion is just paint your models how you want them. Your headcanon is your headcanon. Your lore is your lore.
Fair.
Make a story. Have fun.
Yeah. Subvert.
And if lore gets in the way of what you want to do, fuck it. The lore is a guideline. It's not like set in stone, you know what I mean? Like, it's to help you create something, right?
It's like parlay. It's more of a guideline.
Parlay? Yeah.
Could I make a
Like-
group of them, but do them all as the various Sailor Senshi?
Absolutely.
Oh! Wait,
Absolutely.
that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Wait, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, magical
Is she gonna
girl.
get us some Custodes?
Can I do magical girl Custodes?
Absolutely, my
magical
love.
girls? Ooh, that'll be fun. Can I give them all little transformations?
Of course. You could even.
I'm gonna name them after fruit.
You could. Here's my shield captain. Their name is Mango.
This is Kiwi.
Oh no, that's adorable. I love that. Oh, she's so good.
I'll name one Ringo because that's apple in Japanese. Oh,
It's perfect.
Ichigo.
It's perfect. There.
I'm just going.
Wait.
I'm just stealing Tokyo.
Wait,
going Tokyo Primark
wait.
or Tokyo
Wait.
Custodes. We're gonna clean up Tokyo.
Wait a minute. My love.
Yeah,
We made the funny joke of like, ha ha ha, Goku,
we did.
as a name that one of them took.
Kakarot.
What's Sailor Moon's name?
Usagi Tsukino.
Here's my captain of my shield guard, whatever. Usagi.
Tsukino. It's funny because it means rabbit or bunny.
Well, because
But,
is Sailor Moon not technically a mythological hero?
I mean,
Here's my Custodes. His name is Inuyasha.
Sesshomaru.
Sesshomaru. Oh, Naruto, my favorite custodian.
Naruto, my guy.
Dude. Oh, man. Hell yeah.
Edward Elric.
Dude, with the red. Oh.
You could just do Alphonse. Like, the armor's not that far off.
Oh, that'd be easy.
Just on the
Alphonse
inside of
custodian?
all of them, hollow them out and put the mark drawn
They're
in
already
blood.
hollow. Oh, that part. Oh, that's much harder.
Yeah, but it's also more hardcore.
That's
Except
true. Be like,
But it's literally the opposite because
but
there's no
only
core.
you would, only you would know it. You'd be like,
No, I would show everybody. They'd
There's
be
a
like,
symbol.
"Hi, welcome
Wait,
to
so
the
you, like,
Warhammer
break
tournament."
their-
I'd be like, "Look, guy." No, I would put it on magnets. You put things
Oh,
on magnets, and then
you're
you can
so
take
smart.
them apart. This is
oh,
basic.
you're so smart.
Basic mini.
I'm sorry.
How do you
I'm
not
so
know
sorry.
this? You freaking
I don't magnetize my
traveler.
minis. I'm so
you,
sorry. You
You
tourist.
tourist. Get good.
Hey, do you have any questions about Custodes, my love?
So is it only the Custodes can become dreadnoughts?
No, this is typically just an Imperium thing. Like, typically for super soldiers of that category, like Space Marines and Custodes, they have dreadnoughts. Although not all Space Marine chapters like dreadnoughts.
There's just something so good about giving a big ass mech a sword.
Right?
It's so
Like,
good.
fuck.
It's like Escaflowne.
It's so good.
And I
Oh,
Oh,
Escaflowne is so
that
cool.
it fucking slaps, guys.
Hey, anyone who's listening to this.
Remember the old dub?
No, I saw one episode.
It was dubbed in Vancouver. And then it was redubbed in Exeter.
Hey, designers and anyone listening to this who's into like sculpting or kit bashing or whatever, you want to know how to make your mecha look much cooler? Give it a sword. Give it a shield. Give it a cape.
Oh.
You put a cape on a robot, instantly 10 out of 10 design.
Give this guy... Wait, okay, so you gotta do the Final Fantasy 16 quest, 17 quest, and then you get that
16.
Clive outfit.
His tits can
You can have
barely be
big
contained.
titties and a
My
cool-ass
God.
cape. You know how cool that looks?
His-
And it looks great on women, too, so that's great. That's my current
This
Dark Knight trip.
Dreadnought's breasts are they cannot be contained,
Oh,
brother.
baby.
They're about to burst. Cover those up. My God.
No,
Oh,
feed the family.
No. Damn, Space Marine, your tits be fat.
What's his name? Malkador is starving because the Emps keeps going out at night and like going on his missions. He needs titty in his mouth, okay?
No, he
He's a
needed
simple man.
full mouth.
Live forever, eat hot chip, suck on nip.
The Imperium of mankind is tired of women.
I am once again asking. This is now Malkador's voice.
I am once again
once-
asking for your children to be turned into Custodes.
What else did Malkador do? Sorry, I guess
He's like the best wizard human ever.
Rinceworm.
No, Rincewind is not
Rincewind.
the best. He just has one big spell in his
It's
brain.
the biggest one, though.
It's the biggest. And then it
Who's
went out.
the best
Good.
wizard? Who's Tim Curry?
If we want to talk about 40k, technically Magnus?
I was talking about.
Oh, sorry. You were talking about Color of Magic.
Color of Magic with my guy Ricewind.
Sorry.
Rince-
Rincewind.
I can't do it. Every time I try, I have a near Rincewind experience, but I never quite get there.
just had a near Rincewind experience.
I like
Sorry,
it when
Dad.
he's got
Sorry, buddy.
some like fold out chair like he's at the beach on the
Oh.
edge of the world. It's so good. Oh, I love him. He's great.
Going so soon, I rarely get company.
Not all.
Nassau. Any plans for different explaining blank to my partner series?
Oh, yeah.
Also, how's Kita?
Oh, Kita's good.
We love Kita.
Kita's under my leg.
She is chilling.
Right now.
Oh, yeah.
This is her chair.
This is her chair.
I'm just on it, too.
But yeah, no, we've definitely talked about doing different explaining blank to my girlfriend or
because we have very
boyfriend.
interest. Like, I was thinking about doing some, like, shoujo anime kind of things.
Yeah, explaining magical girls to my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Which sounds really fun.
Or explaining Evangelion to my boyfriend, which would be really fun because you understand it more than I do. So I think it would be fun to just have you correcting me the whole time.
Kari, you've assigned the Chaos Gods to Hogwarts houses before, but what style of bending from Avatar would each of them give to their followers?
Corn goes fire.
Yep, I agree.
That's a pretty easy go.
I agree.
Yeah.
Slanesh, air or
straight
water?
onto metal bend.
Okay. I feel like corn, fire, Nurgle, earth. That feels appropriate.
I could see that.
And now we get confusing.
Air
I feel
feels
like
it could be Zinchi.
air feels Zinchi because winds of magic. Magic feels very windy, especially in fantasy.
Yeah.
And Slanesh, water, thirsty. You could like make a joke there somewhere, I guess.
Getting wet.
Getting wet, I guess. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, you can make an argument for all of them, really. I think.
Listen, you can argue about anything.
It's true.
That's what we found out on Twitter. Just
Favorite dinosaur? T-Rex.
King of Gore, but that's the translated Latin name is technically King of Gore.
King of Gore.
King of Gore.
So T-Rex, King of Gore. All right.
Yay.
We're working with fire now. Bam.
We got it.
One day, the crude biomass that you call a temple will wither, and you will beg my kind to save you.